Good day to all. Today we will be discussing the digestive system. So this is the digestive system. So actually the digestive system is an apparatus for our human body to gather or take energy, vitamins, nutrients, and minerals from the food that we eat. Okay, so these are very essential for the total functioning of our body. So we take it all from the food that we eat, and the apparatus for extracting all those materials that we need is the digestive system. Okay, so what are the processes that are involved in the digestive system? We have the ingestion. So this is a very simple word, no? So in means putting in foods inside your mouth. Okay, so when you put something inside your digestive system, it is called ingestion. Okay, so taking in food. Next is digestion. So the word digestion is breaking, no? Break food down both physically and chemically into its simpler form. So that is digestion. Okay, so if you say digestion, breaking, absorption, movements of nutrients into the bloodstream. So when digestion is already happened, no? So when the food is already digested, so the next thing to do is for the body to collect all those needed material from the food that we eat. Usually this absorption happens in the stomach and in the stomach. Yes, some in the stomach, and also the main absorption is happening in the small intestine. Some also happen in the large intestine, no? So the main absorption is happening in the small intestine. So all those materials that we need, they will be put in the bloodstream. Okay? So they will be put into the bloodstream so that the blood can now distribute it in our parts of our body, no? Usually the first one to taste the very rich nutrient is our liver. Okay, so after absorption is being done, what is left in the body should be eliminated. Okay, so the materials that are not needed by the body should be eliminated, and this process is called defecation. Okay, rids the body uh, of indigestible waste in the form of feces. Ang tawag doon feces. So in the form of feces. So the two main groups of organs in our body are the alimentary canal. So we have the alimentary canal, which is usually called the GI tract or gastrointestinal tract. No, so if you will have your duty, you cannot see alimentary canal, and they don't mention alimentary canal. They use the word gastrointestinal tract or the GI tract. Okay, so if you have problem in the GI tract, you know already that they are talking about alimentary canal. Okay, this is a continuous coiled hollow tube. So from the mouth until your anus. Okay, so that is your alimentary canal. So if we draw that one, no, if we draw a line. Okay, so we draw a line or tube. So this is a tube. This is a hollow tube, no? Okay, so it begins from the mouth. After the mouth, it goes to the pharynx and esophagus, and then the stomach, and then the small intestine, and then the large intestine. So these are called alimentary canal or gastrointestinal or GI tract. Okay, so that is our alimentary canal. And this alimentary canal, in order to perform well, no, in order to absorb the nutrients that we need, they need also accessory digestive organs. And these accessory digestive organs includes the teeth, the tongue, and other large digestive organs like pancreas, liver, and gallbladder, and also salivary glands, no? Salivary glands. Salivary glands. So in the mouth, This is the first one, no? So he needs the teeth, the tongue, and the salivary glands. Okay, so if we ingest the food, in the process of digestion, putting the food inside, in order to extract the nutrients that we need, it should be digested or turned into smaller pieces, no? So that teeth will do that one. And in order to break some nutrients inside, saliva is needed because saliva contains what we call salivary amylase that would digest the starch, no? So these accessory organs are needed by our mouth, and the tongue will mix it. Okay, and when they mix the food, no, it becomes the bolus and it goes inside the GI tract and goes to the stomach, mixed with the hydrochloric acid and rippling activities of the stomach will mix the bolus into chyme, no? And when it becomes chyme, it goes to the small intestine, and this is small intestine needs another accessory digestive organs. And we have three here, no? The liver, okay, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. So these three accessory organs are very essential for the digestion of nutrients that digestion of yes, macronutrients like the carbohydrates, protein, and fats in the small intestine to be absorbed. Okay, so these are the accessory organs that are very essential for the digestion. So these are our digestive system, no? So mouth, we have the parotid gland there, we have the parotid gland. So we have three sets of glands, no? Parotid gland, submandibular gland, and uh, sublingual glands that secrete saliva in the mouth. Okay, so we have the esophagus, the pharynx, esophagus, we have the stomach. So this is the esophagus, this is the stomach, and then we have the small intestine. After the small intestine, we have the large intestine. Okay? And it ends on the anus. So the anus is the opening. Okay? We have two opening. Mm. Okay, so the mouth and the anus are both opening to the GI tract. Okay. So, organs of the alimentary canal: mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. So, please, you need to memorize this one chronologically so that if they will ask you, can you enumerate the alimentary canal from the start to the end? Okay, so of course, you can imagine that when you take in food, it goes to the mouth, it goes to the pharynx, it goes to the esophagus, it goes to the stomach, it goes to the small intestine, to the large intestine, to the anus. So these are the alimentary canal, no? So before we proceed with the digestive system, we should know also the layers of the alimentary canal. Okay, it's this is a general layers, no? So we have the mucosa. The first one is the mucosa, the innermost. So if we get here, this is the mucosa, no? Okay, so from until the first smooth muscle. Okay, so inside until the first smooth muscle, that is the mucosa. So innermost moist membrane, meron tayong word moist dito, no? So it's very moist, consisting of surface epithelium, a small amount of connective tissue. So we have a small amount of connective tissue. We have the lamina or the lamina propria and a small smooth muscle layer. So we have small smooth muscle layer. Okay? So this mucosa lines the cavity known as the lumen. So we have the cavity here. This is the lumen where the food pass through, no? Yan, where the food pass through. So this is the first mucosa, innermost. Remember, innermost. Okay, innermost. Next is the submucosa. So just after the this muscle, no, we have now the submucosa, and this is I think one of the most important part because this one performs absorption. Okay, so absorption, so just beneath the mucosa, so it is made up of soft connective tissue with blood vessels. See, the blood vessels are here because the nutrients are being placed to the blood. So absorption is happening here. And we have nerve endings. If you say nerve endings, there is a neural control of this part, no? So mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, which is called the Peyer's patches, no? This is Peyer's patches. Mucosa associated lymphoid tissue is the Peyer's patches. Okay? Peyer's patches. Okay, so if you say lymphoid associated tissue, this one contains WBC. The bacteria that passes through the stomach, which is still alive, okay, they will have an enemy again, WBC, secreted by your Peyer's patches. Okay, so we have another protection here, no? So we have the lymphatics in which the lymph is present wherein the lipids will be going to, no? So carbohydrates and protein will go to the blood while the lipids will go to the lymph. Okay, but the lipids will enter the blood later on by the aid of our lipoprotein. Okay, next layer is the muscularis. So this layer, this one, no, see, this one contains the smooth muscle of the alimentary canal. So remember, smooth muscle. Smooth muscle cannot be voluntarily controlled. Okay, so there are two major smooth muscle here, no? So the inner circular layer, so you can see that the inner is circular and the outer is longitudinal. So if this is the circular, so this is the circular muscle, we have also longitudinal muscle. Okay, so they are the one responsible for the peristalsis movement. The alternate contracting of these two muscles will cause peristalsis. Next is the serosa. So almost all the vital organs in the body is covered with serosa. So this alimentary canal is also covered with serosa. Serosa is the most or outermost layer of the wall that contains fluid producing cells. That's why if you hold the alimentary canal, they are very slimy because they produce this fluid, no? So from the word serosa, we have also two, no? So we have visceral peritoneum and parietal peritoneum. By the way, the peritoneum is the serosa that surrounds the organs in the in the abdomen, no? So visceral peritoneum. So if you look at here, this is the visceral peritoneum, no? This is the visceral peritoneum. So the outermost layer that is continuous with the innermost layer. Okay? And parietal peritoneum, innermost layer that lines the abdominopelvic. So it already lines the abdominopelvic. So here,